What's up, you guys? We wanted to bring you along with us today as we install this pool liner. This is going to be a pool liner installation slash pool installation. You guys, the whole siding and everything is up, but we have to take down our entire old liner and replace the new liner. So we're going to show you exactly what you need in order to make that happen. If you guys may be trying to replace your pool liner, and just how simple it actually can be if you're trying to do it yourself, and what all you guys are going to need. So let's get started. Okay, so this is the situation that we are dealing with. Last year, we knew that our pool liner had it and that we were going to need to replace it. So we let the water stand in it, because if you do not, those sides are so flimsy, the wind will destroy them. So we left the water inside of the pool, and we knew in the spring, summer, we were going to need to replace this pool liner. So we already had our pool liner that we had. Most pool places, if you bought this on an entire package deal, you can get that with a warranty. And so we got lucky and our pool liner did have a warranty. So we were able to just go ahead and set that aside and be ready to put that in this year. What we found with trying to drain this water is that it is not easy to do. And if you have a pool pump, yours may work, but ours was not doing it. And so we ended up flooding our backyard. That's why you see all the water under the swing. Anyways, we ended up just going and getting that pool pump that you saw that was down inside of there, and we are draining out all of the water. Once that's out, we're going to take all of this sand, start putting it into the bottom once we get the liner completely torn out. So we're just getting the sand ready to go so that we can start taking buckets of it and putting it in the bottom. And we're going to show you kind of what we are doing here and what we've done in order to make this all work out. Any questions that you guys may have about maybe installing your pool liner, make sure to leave those down in the comments. This is the second time that we have done this, and so we have a little bit of experience. I will tell you that one of the best things for you to do is get a game plan, exactly step by step of what you guys plan to do, because that will help you so much. Here, we had no idea how we were going to drain this pool, and so it took us actually about 24 hours because we tried to just drain it like the old natural way and threw a hose in it, and that was not working. It was just going so slow. And then we tried to use our own pool pump, and that was not working. And so this was like plan C. So plan C worked. Water pumps are great. Go and get you one if you can, because they will drain it so fast. This one was like $100 at Home Depot, and it saved us. It really did. So many hours. He actually took the shop vac and went ahead and used the shop vac over here to pull the water out from underneath those swings so that this can start drying out, because we had flooded our yard trying to get all the stinking water out and trying not to overflow into the neighbor's yard. So let me just say that if you are going to do this, you are going to need about a truckload of sand. So just like a truck bed full of sand. And you can get that like at your local like masonry shop. There's normally places that, you know, have dirt, they have rock, they have all of these things. And so that's where my husband went. He just went up the road, got the load of sand, and bought it that way. You can get bags of sand also at like your local Home Depot and things like that. But we found that this is actually the cheapest way to do it, is to just get a truckload of sand. So that's the way we did it. So we're getting really close to the bottom of all of this water, and so he's just trying to kind of push it all into one little area so that we can go ahead and get the water pump to get the rest of it out, and then we can start tearing the liner out. And I think this is completely unintentional, but he totally made this thing look like a little alligator. And that water smells so bad. There are not words to explain to you how bad that water smells. It's so gross. So I wanted to give you guys a close-up shot. So we have this hose coming out to the front yard, and this is kind of just a little piece of our driveway. But look at the water. It's so green and so gross. Just coming right out of the hose. So now it's time to go ahead and grab these buckets and start filling them and getting the sand into the pool area. We've got all of the liner torn out, and now it's time to start hauling these buckets. So clearly we already had some sand that was in there. We just wanted to add some more sand to kind of get this more leveled out. And so that's what he's doing here, is he's just moving that sand all the way around. You want to create yourself kind of a rim around the edge, bit of a slope, just around the edging, and you'll see some of that here in a minute. But so he's gonna just spread this out, and then he's gonna take a shovel and he's gonna start just kind of moving that out and just getting that as, you know, flat and as level as he can. Now, you're not going to take like a leveler and just all of that and try to level it that way. You don't need to do that. Just get it as smooth as you can. Okay, you guys, so now comes the Pink Panther installation foam. So you can get this at Home Depot. They average about $25 a piece, but this right here, you guys, is going to give you a nice flat, firm structure. We did not do this before. We actually just went with just the sand bottom and wish that we would have had a barrier between the sand bottom, because what happens is no matter what, no matter how much rocks and all that stuff we tried to pull out of there, stuff still came up through the surface. It just works its way up. And so we would have little rocks and things like that that were working their way up through that sand, believe it or not, and was poking into the liner. So this right here is going to give you a nice firm structure, plus you're not going to have the lumps. Sand can still be a little lumpy underneath. This is going to give you a very, very smooth structure under your feet. So when you're walking around in the pool and things like that, you're not feeling lumps and all of that. You're just feeling a nice smooth surface. So all you're seeing here is him getting the preparations together. So he's just kind of cutting this out so it'll fit perfectly up against. Now he's not putting it against the exact edge. He's putting it against the part that slopes. So he's going to be leaving that sandy slope, but the flat surface part, that's where he's going to be putting all of this installation foam. So we're going to speed this up. So basically all he's doing is he is just going and laying it out so he can see exactly how he wants it laid out, and then he's going to start cutting his pieces to fit the way that he needs them to fit. So once he does that, you are going to see some spots, you know, there's like gapping and things like that, but that's fine. He's going to just cut that, and then he'll put the sand in the cracks and just level it all out, so it'll be completely fine. So you can see him doing that here. So when he put the sand on the bottom of the pool, he did leave some sand behind in his sand pile so that he could put some buckets of the sand in afterwards, so that he could kind of level this out around the foam and just make sure that everything was completely level before we decided to go ahead and put the liner in. So if you have a shop broom laying around, this is going to be perfect for, you know, sweeping it off and kind of just leveling it completely out across the surface.
Never thought I wouldn't jump, oh what a fool. But if I fall, I will get up again. I will get up again. Stronger than I ever been.
So here he's just going to take off the excess railing that's on top. They're just like some little metal pieces that are going to go back on when we put the new liner in, and just take off that extra liner. So what he did is he ended up just cutting it out since it was already torn and everything. So he just went ahead and cut it out, rolled it up, because he needed to finish draining off the bottom of that old tarp. So now we're gonna start with the new liner. We've got our sand in, we've got our foam down, everything's leveled out, and we're ready to start putting this liner in. So the first things first, you're gonna start stretching that sucker out. And I'm not gonna lie to you, when we got this thing in here, we were all a little bit scared because it did not look like it was going to fit. So if you get in there and you're like, man, this does not look like it's gonna fit, just know it's kind of meant to kind of look like that. But as you start to stretch it out, you'll start seeing that it fits. And so now we're ready for the liner process. So this has a rim that goes all around the edging here. There's a rubber sealer that goes on first, and then you put the white metal piece that you see here, that goes on next. And so we're just gonna go around the entire rim. He has this liner clipped, so if you have some big clips, you can clip that to the edge, and using some string to kind of pull those clips down. So if you can kind of somehow or another stake those into the ground, that'll keep your sides from falling. It just helps to kind of give that support system while you're trying to get that liner on. Now we've got the liner on, and he has this vacuum in the side that is going to suction. You want to make sure that both your holes are covered, so both your skimmer hole and your hole that blows out the water, both of those are covered, and then stick your vacuum in there, and that's going to help suction everything to the sides of the pool. And now we just wait about 30 minutes for the pool liner to do its thing and the vacuum. While the vacuum is sucking in the sides, we're gonna go ahead and just clean up the excess dirt that is on here. This vacuum was being difficult. That's why you see him lifting it and then doing it, because the vacuum kept trying to grab onto the liner. So eventually he just goes ahead and uses the hose, which you'll see here in a minute. So let me know down in the comments, what is one of the strangest things that you have vacuumed? You guys, I use my vacuum for everything. I literally will vacuum my front porch, and I swear the neighbors probably think I'm a little bit crazy because I'm pretty sure they've seen me do it a few times, but I don't care. But I'm curious who else has done this. So we are now filling up the pool. So basically what we're gonna do here is fill this pool up to about, I'm gonna say about 12 inches below the skimmer line. And then at that point, he will come in here and cut out the skimmer and the hole that blows out. I always forget what that's called, but it blows out the water. And so he'll come in and cut those out once this is pulled or filled a little bit. So the reason why you want to do that is because it's going to help pull the liner what is loose. You see it's kind of loose there. That water is going to weigh down on some of that. So it's going to pull it all together and to make it like just suction in. Look how much tighter it looks than it did before. So yes, there is some dirt down in the bottom of the pool. That happened when we were throwing in the water hose, but we'll come back and vacuum this later. So this topper, I did want to talk about that for a minute. This is a warmer that you put right on top of the pool, and you can get this right on Amazon, and I will be putting the link down in the description box for you guys. This thing is amazing. It's solar powered. You just throw it on top and it makes your water so much warmer. So this is the next day, and he has just went ahead and cut out the skimmer hole and all of that stuff, but I wanted to come out here and just kind of pick everything up and get it nice and clean and ready to go so that we can start enjoying this pool and this space and get it going for you guys. So you guys enjoy this little cleanup, and then we're going to show you basically what the pool looks like right after all of this. So this is going to be the final reveal, you guys. I am so excited about getting into this pool and just being able to enjoy it for the summer and all of the things. I hope that this video gave you guys so much of what you needed in order to be able to get your pool opened. If you guys have any questions, make sure that you're leaving those down in the comment section. And you guys, if you guys are brand new to this channel, make sure that you go ahead and hit the subscribe button. We have tons of cleaning motivation and all of the things over on this channel, so make sure to check that out. But this is the final reveal. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and until next time, you guys, we will see you on the next one.